The city of Lagos
there is still a poor level of
Be the first to know. From the north, south, east, west, and around Africa, we break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are Core TV News.
Welcome to Core TV.
24-hour news station.
It's a great day once again to you wherever you are watching Core TV News, and we say a big thank you to you for making our time to join us in Core Digest this wet Wednesday in the city of Lagos. From where we're reaching you live, I'm Tolu Ojewumi, and today we want to take a look at something very critical. But before I broach the subject, I just want to quickly say to you, by way of opening, that the most important thing in life is to know what is important. And three things are the most important things in life: the knowledge of what to do, the decision to do it, and the tenacity with which you follow it up. Let me quickly just remind you that knowing what to do is not enough. We've got to make the decision to do what we know. And again, decision will not get us there. Decision will not always get us results. What will eventually get us results as the tenacity with which we follow up our decisions. It's called discipline, the art of the discipline. That's the gospel preaching this morning. Yes, so the topic we want to look at this morning is INEC in EKITI, the implication for 2015 elections. INEC in EKITI, the lessons for future elections, the implication for 2015 elections. You would recall that just Saturday gone by, 21st of June, the governorship election was held in Ekiti State. And against popular expectations, that election went on very smoothly, very peacefully, very calm, and of course it was free and fair. Now, some people are beginning to say, well, that was just a flash in the pan. INEC was only lucky. You know, you would recall also that after that election, the presidency or the PDP, yes, actually popped champagne, saying, well, bravo, we did it again. Now we can take more states in the southwest, blah, 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 and all that. And then just yesterday, we're told again that INEC, the election umpire in Nigeria, the Independent National Electoral Commission, too, popped champagne, saying, okay, we did it, we can do it again. Now, what's your take? What are you going to say? Are you going to say INEC is actually well prepared to take on the 2015 elections and make a full proof of it, like they did the EKITI election? Now, the number on your screen will tell you how to get to us directly: 016310328, 016310328. The number is right on your screen. So the show today is all about you, what you have to say, what you want to tell us about your expectations of INEC, and of course, your faith in INEC or otherwise, your faith or otherwise in INEC. Now, INEC in EKITI, the implication for 2015 elections. Now, the U.S. mission in Nigeria, you would recall that, again, the U.S. mission in Nigeria was one of the international observers that was actually accredited by INEC to observe that election. Well, we had the EU delegation, we had the British High Commission, the Canadian High Commission, we also had the United States mission, the US mission to Nigeria. Then we had the embassies of Netherlands, Switzerland, Germany, and France. Those were some of the international observers that were accredited by INEC to observe that election. Now, one of them, the U.S. mission in Nigeria, has congratulated the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, security agencies, and electoral stakeholders for the successful conduct of the June 21 governorship election in Ekiti State. In a statement issued by the embassy in Abuja on Monday, the U.S. commended INEC for overseeing a credible, efficient process Yes, that's how they put it. A credible, efficient process, which is said by all accounts reflects the will of EKITI voters. That's what U.S. mission to Nigeria is saying. What are you saying? A whole lot of stakeholders have said that election was a wow. That election was a very credible one. That election was a foolproof election. That election was one that we can be proud of and beat our chest that indeed we've got an election umpire in Nigeria that is worth its salt. So what are you saying? That's why we are opening the show to you today. Well, do you actually think that INEC can do more than they did with the Anambra elections in 2015? Because at the end of the day, some people are saying, well, INEC did that in EKITI, but Osun on August 9 might not be that easy for INEC because Osun has got more local government areas, and of course there are other challenges with Osun that EKITI didn't have or experience. That's one. That's August 9. That's one on the side. And then after Osun on August 9, we have a whole lot lined up ahead of us in 2015, which is a big game, which is actually the big deal for us. So what are you going to say? Well, people are saying, well, 2015 might not be all rosy for INEC. What INEC did in EKITI on June 21st was actually a flash in the pan. It was only a fluke. What are you going to say? You can reach us directly, and also you can get to us on any of our social media platforms, facebook.com/Court TV News, facebook.com/Court TV News, and our handle on Twitter is @Court TV News NG, @Court TV News NG. Those are the two platforms, apart from the telephone, that you can use to give us a feedback. But then you can watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/Court TV. You leave a space and then type news. youtube.com/Court TV. You leave a space and then you type news. But then this morning, the direct line with which you can reach us and on which you can get to talk to us is right on your screen. That's a telephone line for you. Now, transparency of voting process. That's one thing that we need to look at when it comes to electioneering in Nigeria. Electioneering in Nigeria should help us focus on a lot of key areas, a lot of gray areas, variables. One of such variables is transparency of voting process. Now, unlike Anambra elections, no record of mass disenfranchisement in certain wards and polling units in the EKITI election. You know that there's a way to pass the buck in anything you do not want to do, or you do not want to result in success. Now, when it comes to elections and electioneering in Nigeria, in any part of the world, matter of fact, not just in Nigeria, the popular way, one of the most popular ways of making sure that the election swings in the area that you want. Olajide is calling from Katsina right away. Our first caller on the show this morning is Olajide, all the way from far away Katsina. Hi, Olajide, good morning. Olajide, are you there? Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, you're live on Court TV News.
Yeah.
What do you have for us?
I'm fine, and you?
Yes, I'm flourishing, thank you. So what do you have for us?
Yes. Okay. Thank you for this topic. I think you did the same thing yesterday, and I contributed in it too.
You're welcome.
Just like everybody is saying, is that it's a hope for Nigeria. It is a moment for election. I mean, for election is even portrayed about our country. And I want to believe that this will go a long way in the incoming elections in the country. I want to commend the people of the city for what they have done. And the governor himself, for maturity in display. This is the kind of sportsman should won in all our elections, and we hope others will continue. And I want to use this opportunity that you people should please enlighten our people. These are the things that we're supposed to do. They are asking negative comments about the election. I think Tyra for try to continue this way. They actually did well, did well, and even the government that the IFF are last year played. So this is something that is good. We hope they will continue like this. The only thing is we have to inform those past government after the result of the election. Like you rightly said, the outside world, inside everybody has been commending INEC for what they have done. But I was surprised when I was watching one of the television stations this morning. And they could that they are able to allow what happened is wrong, that this and that. We should stop it. If everybody is commending INEC, I think we should don't have to commend. Although some people are used to do the other time. Even before the announcement of the election, or sure money for them, the election, he said it was not free and fair, but unfortunately it became winner and nothing happened. We are out here in Nigeria when, so like about a month ago, APC cleared all electric posts in Kano State. Nobody commented. So is it because PDP won this time around or whatever? They must know that in Nigeria, know what they want and know the people they want to impose. And even himself has commended the INEC and he has accepted the result of the election. So we should learn how to respect the people's verdict. And we hope INEC will continue this way because elections are not people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olajide. Thanks a lot. We appreciate your calling on the show. Olajide called in from Katsina. My first caller today saying, well, we should commend the people of EKITI. He commended the people of EKITI, saying they did very well in coming out to exercise their franchise right and then in conducting themselves in a manner that was quite becoming of the electorate. And then he went on to say a lot about INEC and sensitization of the voter, and then commending or condemning people and of course their participation in elections or anything of national concern. And then I'll just summarize that in one statement. INEC should enlighten the people. That's what Olajide said this morning, that INEC should enlighten the people that will actually do the voting. When it comes to voter enlightenment, I think it's not just for INEC alone. INEC, yes, INEC is one body that should do that. But what about the National Orientation Agency, NOA? The only time we get to hear about the NOA is when an election is actually going on. They go into hiding immediately the election is over. And then I remember the last election, the 2011 general elections, I was on duty and I had to go monitor the election. And then from my corporation, and then I saw this vehicle, this INEC, this old station wagon by INEC, by NOA. Then I saw Buddha written on it, National Orientation Agency. And then I just had to talk to them. Guys, do you mean this organization still exists? Now, you can see right away on your screen, INEC in EKITI. The lessons for future elections, that's what we're looking at. And then I want you to have a look on that video, which is Jega on INEC. Jega on INEC. Have a look at that video. And then after that one, we can say something about what the INEC chairman said on INEC. The INEC chairman, Professor Tari Jega, has something to say on INEC. Jega on INEC. Jega on INEC is a video that we want to share right away. Have a look at this.
The successful conduct of free, fair, and peaceful elections in EKITI is a good omen for the subsequent elections to come, and indeed for the satisfaction of the aspiration of Nigerians for a consolidated democracy. The coming election in Osun State, God willing, should on all counts be better, and the 2015 general elections must be the best.
Now, I was Jega on INEC, and I was very, very particular about that because that was coming from the INEC egghead. Now, the electoral umpire, is INEC, and the activities of INEC in any election in Nigeria is binding. And so a lot of expectations are attached to that. A lot of expectations are attached to whatever INEC does or doesn't do. And so whatever the electoral umpire takes as responsibility will go a long way in telling what happens before, during, and after any election in Nigeria. So back to what we have to look at this morning. Having seen that video and heard the INEC chairman, INEC in EKITI, the implications for 2015 elections. Let's hear your view. Now, before we entertain more calls, it's important for me to let you know that whatever the election observers say about any election goes a long way in telling us how we had fared in the last election that they're commenting about. Now, I was particularly excited about the U.S. mission's comment on EKITI election, saying a big congratulations to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and of course, the security agencies and electoral stakeholders for the successful conduct of the June 21 governorship election in EKITI. Now, the U.S. Embassy now said that election was considered by them as a credible, efficient process, which by all accounts reflects the will of EKITI voters. Now, our image in the international community is one thing that's going to rub off on every aspect of our national life. The reason for that is the way we are perceived in the international community, in the global community, is the way our relationship, bilateral relationship and multilateral relationships will function and perform in the coming months and years. And what it means is our lot as a nation depends so much, amongst other things anyway, on our public image in the global community. It's not just what we do within ourselves. The whole world is watching. They want to see how we're faring in economy. They want to see how we're faring in commerce. They want to see how we're faring in energy. They want to see how we're faring in education, in politics as well, in social security. They want to see how we're faring in national security. They want to see how we're faring in human rights. They want to see how we're faring in every aspect of our national life. And for the U.S. mission to Nigeria on that election to come out with such a comment, I think that's more than a pass mark for us. 016-310-328 is the number to dial, and you can get to feed us back on facebook.com/CoreTV News or our Twitter handle on @CoreTV NewsNG, @CoreTV NewsNG. So, having said that, let me also say that unlike Anambra, there is no INEC staff that was caught manipulating election results or trying to influence the process. These were, what I quickly want to do here is place the Anambra election side by side with the EKITI election to juxtapose the two of them. Anambra election, EKITI election. And let's see how we can compare and contrast these two elections in Nigeria. Now, unlike I first said, transparency on voting process was quite important. Now, unlike Anambra elections, no record of mass disenfranchisement in certain wards and polling units, meaning that when nations want to doctor election results, before I continue on that, Samuel is calling from Lagos here. Samuel, hi, good morning, Samuel. Hi, Samuel.
I want to
Are you there, Samuel?
Saying that did their fight very well in this election, but they should not rest on their own. Another election was a big star, in that even one of the INEC personnel was competing in the election fraud. And the guy admitted that the man was a cheat and that the man was prosecuted. But the same did not happen in EKITI. The EKITI election, all the members of INEC were like the Ayoka saga we had years ago, refused to read the result of the test on time, and the governor and everybody were going to answer the election. So I think it is very good that INEC was funded on the election that is happening now in EKITI. That the election must do everything in the power to make sure that it is totally unfair, because sometimes people don't want cheats. They don't want anybody to come and overrule the will of the people and the want our voice counts. So in this election, our voice must count. You must allow everybody to vote. And then another thing about this voter champion, I learned that 50% of those who are trying to vote in the don't get the public registration card. That's only half of the people who are given the right and center franchise. They must have. But given the opportunity to get their permanent tax card before 2015, we don't want to issue people who decide to get off 1.2 million people. Everybody must be given the right to vote. Our permanent card must be ready, and then let's vote the competition. Finally, on the issue of trust. How can I make rejoice over EKITI? Everything Nigeria has from the president. To the president, like that, it should be. Because what are we going to use? What money are we going to use to develop this? 12,000 or 20,000 troops. What they can understand that this decision. We must do everything in our power to make sure that we teach our people so that they don't need soldiers to favor the vote, right? But they know that it's their power and they have to do what they want. I want to thank you for this opportunity. I did the Call TV. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel from Lagos. Samuel said a lot. That line was not particularly clear, but then I actually picked something. Samuel was so passionate about the right of the people being protected, the franchise right of the people, and then saying that the voice of the people really counts, the vote really counts. That's what we're saying. That's actually democracy. Going by the submission of Samuel now, that's democracy. Democracy is when, in summary, democracy is when the people do not just have their say, but also have their way. Because at the end of the day, the Nigerian constitution says sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives its powers and authority. So everything boils down to what the people actually want. And we should do away from the popular saying that the majority will have their say, but the minority will have their way, meaning the people, the masses, will only talk. At the end of the day, what they want to happen will not happen. But what will happen is actually what the minority leadership wants to happen. And that's not fair. That's not democracy. Democracy is not top-bottom. No, it's bottom-top. It's not from top to bottom, but from bottom to top, from the grassroots all the way to the top. And that's quite important. That's when the people come first. Now, unlike Anambra elections, no record of mass disenfranchisement in certain wards and polling units happened. Now, in any nation, when the people or the election management board want the election to swing in a particular direction, one of the ways they can achieve that is to stop you from voting. And they cannot do that if they don't want violence. So what they now do is they enable you. If they cannot stop you, then they disable you, not enable you. They disable you. They make you disabled to vote. You cannot vote. And that way, they can ensure that you do not exercise your franchise right, and then they can doctor the results of the election. They can decide where to push the result of the election. Now, one of the ways to do that is to seize your franchise right. And by so doing, they disable you to vote. You cannot vote. And we didn't hear such. That happened in Anambra. But that didn't happen in EKITI. We've got another caller right away. Ghana is calling from Kaduna. Ghana has been a regular caller on the show. Hi, Ghana, good morning.
Hello?
Hi, Ghana, good morning.
Hello?
Hi, Ghana.
Hello?
Hi, Ghana, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ghana.
How are you?
I'm flourishing, thank you, and you?
My simple question now is this. Are we sure that the election is free and fair? To me, the election is not free and fair. Because if you flash back 1979, it was fair. The cheats are going on, there's no computer, nothing of it on. Then because of poverty, no shop, but I'm able to do what I'm supposed to do. Is it that you know the council? If today the roads are okay, the jobs are okay, there's electricity. You say I'm going to urge the government to build the mobile to put a fire for solution for program INEC or no INEC. We need an infrastructure, but you should get this right. That is just it. And that will get this right. We get other ones way right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ghana. Okay, Ghana calling from Kaduna. I must say a big thank you to Ghana being a regular caller on this show. Now, the first question Ghana popped at me was, are we sure this election was free and fair? And Ghana wanted me to answer that question. I'm sorry, Ghana, I'm not in a position to answer that question. But according to reports going by, we had 29 domestic and international observers. 29 accredited domestic and international observers by INEC. And these were observers of standing. And then they've come out to say it was not only free and fair, but it was also a credible one, not just effective, but efficient process. Wow, that was 100% score, I'm telling you. That it was a credible, efficient process, which it said, by all accounts, reflects the will of the EKITI voters. Now, that came from the U.S. mission to Nigeria for that election. And so, I don't know if that answered your question, but that didn't come from me. I cannot answer that question. I just let the U.S. mission to Nigeria answer that question for you. Now, Ghana also talked about poverty, saying, well, poverty is one of the tools that they could have used to hoodwink our people. Because when the people are poor, once you flash a little foodstuff to them, then they can do your bidding. I understand that. But in this case, I don't know if EKITI people received anything like that. But at the end of the day, they voted their conscience. They did what they wanted to do. And then Ghana also spoke about infrastructure, saying what we need is infrastructure. You do not just give a man a fish today and then expect him to come back tomorrow and get another fish from you. You rather teach the man how to fish. That way you feed him for life. That's talking about infrastructure. You put structures on ground that can facilitate development of the man and, of course, the development of the community and, of course, the nation at large. So, unlike Anambra elections, no record of mass disenfranchisement in certain wards and polling units was given to us. A big thank you to you for staying with Court TV News this Wednesday morning on Code Digest. We'll take a break now, bring you news on the hour, and return with more for you on EKITI. Talking about the review of the June 21st governorship election in EKITI. INEC in EKITI, the implications for 2015 elections. Good morning. Please keep watching Court TV News.
Core TV News presents a platform with presence in over 30 states of the Federation. Be sure to be had. For live coverage of events, we have the capacity to deliver from anywhere in Nigeria and beyond. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733, 014-533-407.
A 24-hour news station.